the coach started being a bit off. It would take me about 2 to 3 weeks to get answers, and then started being weird with the scholarship money. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a risk and I'm just gonna decommit. I'm not gonna go there no more.
Welcome back to the Potros FC podcast. I'm here with Amar. He is a goalkeeper, has been with us for 2 seasons now. Amar, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Amar. I've been at Potros since August of 2024. They actually took me in like right after their preseason, and they let me train with them. And then after they're like, "Hey, do you want to join?" I was like, "Yeah." And I really liked the team. It was a good bond, especially with Cam. He was a good like mentor, especially with goalkeeper training. So yeah, I really liked it over there.
Awesome. Yeah, and similar to last episode with Evan Greenberg, he recently had a commitment to Reinhardt University. We got a bit of news with Amar. So, Amar, you want to let us know where you're going to be playing in the fall?
Yeah, so glory to God. I'm going Gardner Webb. It's a Division 1 school in the Big South in Boiling Springs, North Carolina. And last season they finished 23rd in the country. They made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament. And so yeah, it was a big blessing from God. Just it's God's plan, really.
It's awesome and super well deserved too. One of the most talented players I've played with. But I mean, just getting to get a D1 offer, like, what does that process look like? Because I mean, that's a dream for a lot of people. So I mean, you want to
Yeah,
kind of explain how you got there?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy. So for my whole high school and middle school career, I played I guess academy soccer. I played ECNL at NASA, and during my high school, like freshman, sophomore, junior, my whole high school career was just trying to get that offer, whether it's playing Division 1, Division 2. Everyone's goal is obviously Division 1, whether it's like Clemson, Wake Forest, all those big schools.
Mhm.
And thankfully I had a really good coach at NASA. And NASA, we were always a very big program, especially in the Southeast. So we had a lot of scouts come to our games. I've had a lot of different Division 1 interests from different schools, but never got that offer. I don't know if it was my size or because I'm not 6'3", 6'4". I'm 5'11", so I had to find something that would make me stand out, which was my feet. I love playing out the back. I love pinging the ball. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just work on that and shot stopping. After high school, I was gonna go to a school called Converse University. I got recruited in February of 2024. It was at a camp,
And was that
and
D2 or?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Division 2 school, and they play in the Conference Carolinas. They're a very good Division 2 school, and I was like, you know what? I'll go there, get good minutes, and then try to transfer out.
Mm-hmm.
But I did dual enrollment in high school, and it didn't work out. I wasn't eligible. I was not eligible to play my fall in the fall semester,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to sit out, and that's when I had joined Potros in August. So as that time, as I was training, from August to December, I was prepping for Converse, and then in December, the coach started being a bit off. It would take me about 2 to 3 weeks to get answers of my move-in date and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
then it started being weird with the scholarship money. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm just gonna decommit. I'm not gonna go there no more. And then it was a bit. I don't know if it was like a decommitment or if he cut, like if I got cut from the squad. I don't know, but I just I didn't end up going to Converse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then especially with Cam helped me a lot with the recruitment process, and I reached back out to some of my old club coaches, and then from there, I reached out to a lot of schools, and then Gardner Webb was one of them. I had a few other Division 1 looks at that time, but Gardner Webb was the best look.
Mm-hmm.
They invited me to a camp. I did really good. I had 2 assists in 11v11, and then I had got the offer. So yeah, so it's a pretty um interesting path to play college soccer, but everyone's path is different.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, you can't compare yourself to that next player or to your old teammate. You're on your own journey. So yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, that is interesting though that as a goalkeeper you focused on your feet mostly. And I mean,
Yeah,
2 assists from a keeper in 11v11 is
yeah,
impressive. So it
yeah.
clearly you earned your way there through that work, but
Tried
it's
my best. Yeah,
yeah. No, it's definitely interesting. It's always like it always seems like a different path. Like with Evan, we talked last week that he had the 5 year plan. He didn't even start playing soccer until he was in high school,
yeah,
and he managed to still get in one of the best NAIA schools. And like with you, you had a D2 offer, miscommunications, and fell out, and then still you bounce back and going
yeah,
D1. Like that's really impressive.
yeah. And like for me on that is I'm a faith is like the biggest part of my life. I'm a
Mhm.
Muslim, and um I just I would always read this quote where it's like God has something better in plan for you. Just be patient, and it was true. Like I had a bunch of different Division 2 offers, Division 3 offers right out of high school, but I really was pushing for that Division 1 because I don't know if it was the name or whatever, but I was just like I feel like I deserved it. So I just kind of I don't know if it was the hype, but I just really wanted to get that, I guess, title, and
Mhm.
all glory to God, and yeah, I got the offer. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I mean, it's kind of like you said, like looking for that title. It's like the fruits of your labor. Like it
Yeah.
really paid off. And it's interesting that you mentioned that. I mean, even in that time that you didn't have the offer and you were decommitted, that I mean, it was a period of uncertainty, but you were still training pretty much every day. At least for what I know, you were at every practice for Potros and even training in the mornings, and then on the off days still training. So you're always ready for that opportunity. And I mean, we talk about that kind of time and time again. Like last time with Evan, he was mentioning that he wasn't a starter for Potros, and somebody got injured. And when he came on, he really solidified his spot in the starting role. And I mean, that story kind of just goes all the time because there's going to be periods of uncertainty.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I don't like for me, I've always had a very good work ethic. Whether I'm at Potros or not, I'm gonna have to regardless train at least twice a day,
Mhm.
or a training session and a gym session. That's just how I've always been. I'm a goalkeeper, so the recovery process is not as difficult as your field players. I don't really have to recover that along. I just need a good night's sleep and I'm good. So I always like being at the field, whether it's just getting shots, stopping in, or even if it's just playing two touch with some friends. I
Mhm.
always want to be at the field. I always want to just have that ball at my feet, just to be like with the game. It's I don't know. I wouldn't want to do anything else but play soccer.
Yeah. It's like the what did you do today to get 1% better? That's like the famous quote.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I mean, you mentioned like you're training all the time, and I mean, I know you work as well. So like, what does your weekly routine kind of look like to be in to stay prepared and stay on top of it?
Yeah. So I work 2 to 3 days a week. I don't work much. I just work part time just to have money, in my pocket for food,
Yeah.
or if I want to go out with friends. But so my weekly routine is I wake up at 6 to pray. I'm Muslim, so there's 5 daily prayers. So the first prayer is at around 6 a.m. And then whether or not if I have work that day, if I work, it'll be at 9 o'clock. So I would go to work at 9, and then I will get off at 2. And then from there I would go straight to Mud Creek. It's a field in Marietta.
Mhm.
So me and a few buddies who one of my other buddies who's going to Mercer, we usually train with him, and then just a few other people will come. We'll train until maybe like 4:30, and then I'll go home, pray again because there's another prayer, and then eat, chill a little bit, be with the family, and then at around 7 I have to do like shoulder stability work for my shoulder, just
Mhm.
so I can strengthen up like the muscle or whatever. It was I had dislocated a few times before, so I want to
Yeah.
really make sure it's stable. And then I'll do that until 8, and then I'll go to practice for Potros. Good thing for me is I live right next to Hubert. I live in Kennesaw, so it's about 10 minutes away. So everything is so close for me that it works out perfectly.
That's good. Yeah. It's
And then that is, with my if I'm working that day, but if I'm not working that day, I
mhm.
would probably still do the same thing, but just earlier. I'll get a session in the morning, probably at around 9. Go to the gym at around maybe 3, and then we'll have practice at night. And obviously, with the prayers, I still have to, keep up with that.
Yeah. Now it seems like you have a pretty like focused, like tunnel vision mindset. It's
Yeah.
pretty good that you like have the few most important things in your life, and you really just kind of drive in on that.
Yeah, because soccer also helps me with religion. I feel like it helps me
Mm,
with my faith. It helps me from staying away with bad things. Whether it's doing this or that, soccer really helps me stay away from that.
mhm.
And I just think, soccer and faith and obviously family, it all just mix in really well with each other.
No, for sure. And I mean, like we talk about that with Potros being a professional development club. Like it's not just becoming a professional soccer player. And I'm not saying this like to hype up Potros or anything. I just mean like soccer in general. It teaches you life skills that you can apply to everything. Like I know so many people that the experience they've gotten by trying to lead a team towards a single goal, they've taken that and gotten jobs where they're doing the same thing, where they're leading people, a team of people in a corporate setting to achieve a goal that way. And it's like obviously that's just like one example, but it teaches you discipline skills. It, like you said, it keeps you away from bad things, like especially for younger people that maybe they don't have that activity. It's like what are they going to do with that free time if they don't have guidance? Like that's
Yeah,
soccer could be the teacher for that.
exactly. And whether or not, especially with Pochos, what I love about it is maybe not everyone on the team is trying to go pro,
Mhm.
but Pochos will help you set up for a good future because there. What I love about it is there's still players in the group chat on the Discord where they haven't been on the team for 2 years, but they still are active in the group chat.
Yeah.
And it's like a community where even though I'm not playing, I'm gonna still come out and support.
Mhm.
And that's what I love about Pochos is even job opportunities were shown with Potros. I know a few players on the team who got jobs from you guys, and you guys are really doing a lot of good work, I think, in the community also. With you guys had fundraisers and all that, and even though, uh, like yes, UPSL it's a very good level and all that. Even though we're not getting paid, you guys still treat it to like a professional like standard where yeah, even though I'm not getting paid, but I still want to give my best effort on the field every day. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, and it goes the same way for us as well. Like there's really not much money to be made either. um like me and Christopher, we owners of the club for 7 years and we have not made a single dollar from it. And it's like what we're getting out of it is kind of the same as the players, like the fulfillment and the learnings and opportunities that we get from putting ourselves in these situations. And I mean also just like the values that we have as a club, like it's more than just a soccer team. That's the biggest thing we try to emphasize. Like obviously we say like if you don't go to training you don't play, and it's not just for respect out of the other players, but it's also we're not just a Sunday league team that you're going to come over here win a game and that's the only thing that matters. This is something that we choose to do, dedicate a lot of time to, and it's going to be ultimately a good thing for your life and hopefully the community around as well.
No, and that's what I also love about Pocho. I know there's a lot of teams in UPSL and in many different leagues where they'll have like a lot of players and they'll make like the second team players pay for the first team players.
Yeah.
But at Potros, it's equal. Everyone has to pay the same amount. Everyone gets the same amount of gear, and only only way that you can get caught up to the game is just by how much work you put in and how good you do. And that's what I love. Um, it's truly just a well run program. that you don't see very often. It's just good people.
Thank you, man. And it all
Cool.
comes down to the people in the club as well, players like you. So we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks.
And that's all the questions that I had for you, Amar. Thank you so much for joining. It's really interesting to hear everyone's perspective, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
No, thank you so much. I really when you had brought up the idea of podcasts and like interviews, I was like, oh, well, I'm looking kind of forward to this because it just shows everyone's life and not everyone has the same pathway to success, but everyone has their own journey. That's the beauty of it, of this sport, is the journey. You got to enjoy the journey and enjoy the process.
Yep, absolutely. And thank you to everyone for joining in, and we'll see you on the next episode.